Hi everyone, today I'm going to be talking about some major questions we've encountered in my social impacts of video games class. Some of these questions include, what is a game, why are there games, why do some people prefer certain games, and how do games affect players? So when I was younger, probably around 10 years old, I received a PlayStation 2 for Christmas. At the time, I had no idea what impact the gift would have on certain parts of my life. With the PS2, I also got a few games including Gran Turismo, ATV Off-Road Fury, Crash, and my favorite, The Simpsons Road Rage. The Simpsons Road Rage became the center of entertainment during any family party or holiday at my house. Being an only child, I looked forward to when my cousins came over because we always had so much fun. I remember specifically that on New Year's Eve of the same year, my cousins and I decided to have a road rage tournament. We gathered around my 27-inch living room TV and got ourselves as close as possible to the action. In the background, my mom and aunts and uncles sat on the couches and watched us. The rules of the tournament were simple. If you lose to the other player, you pass the controller on to the next person who didn't play yet. At the end, whoever was standing was the winner. My cousins and I are very competitive, and playing this tournament resulted in lots of shouting, screaming, and cheering. Some of the characters in the game had faster cars than others, so we would always fight over who would be Grandpa or Professor Frink. Although I did not win this tournament, it was one of my favorite memories of my childhood. Now that my cousins and I are all in our 20s, we do not see each other as often, and we do not play games together as we used to do. I cherish these memories, and I'm glad I got to have that experience with video games. So what is a game? There is no one definition for a game, but to me a game is something that provides entertainment or amusement and is governed by a set of rules and objectives. In the case of The Simpsons Road Rage, my definition would fit well. But a game doesn't have to be a video game. It could be a board game like Life, or it could be a sport like soccer. It makes it hard to define a game because everyone will view games differently. I think games exist because they provide us with entertainment, a way to interact with others, and the ability to escape from reality for a little while. If a game was something that gave you no amusement, or was something you didn't want to do, it probably wouldn't be called a game. It would be more like a chore or a job. Games are meant to be fun, even if they are challenging, and can cause major frustration, like the game Dark Souls. I think people play certain games over others because their decision is based on their personality. People who are laid back and don't want to be bound by rules might play the game like The Sims. Open world games also provide time to explore, and you are not obligated to do any quests. People who are more competitive might play games that are fast-paced and action-packed. Games like Call of Duty are filled with actions, and players can even go online and compete with one another. For example, I like to play games that are realistic and not really sci-fi. I think games where the characters are human and there are no monsters to fight are the funnest. I am usually turned off by games with aliens, monsters, or creatures that you have to fight, with the exception of Skyrim. I am probably the minority in preference of games, but that just shows how personality affects the type of games we play. Games affect players in many ways. The Simpsons Road Rage brought me to love video games, and it also brought me closer to my family. Games that are not single-player tend to encourage friendships and communication among others. Some people might get frustrated by playing video games and find themselves rage-quitting all the time. I think the way games affect players is subjective, and it will impact everyone differently. I hope that my perspective on these major questions we had in class were helpful. Thank you for watching.